The downtown east side is a very diverse neighborhood, different visions, different realities, different perspectives, each infused with deep emotions. And it is very hard to get a consensus about anything. Now enter our next guest, young, idealistic, not sure of what he's getting himself into. In the middle of the neighborhood is this old police station built like a fortress. It really haunts the neighborhood. And he wants the people who used to occupy the tiny cells there to turn that building into a place of healing and dignity and empowerment. The transformation is almost complete, and miraculously, everyone still loves him. How did that happen? Please welcome a rare individual of exceptional talent, Thomas Bevan.
Thanks, Sam, and thanks, Lynn, for being such connectors in this city, putting people and ideas together. It's a real privilege to be here this evening to share my story with you all. I'm a developer and an urban planner, driven by a social purpose to help restore and heal the fabric of our urban quilt. For the past 6 years, I've been working on a project to help transform the former Vancouver Police Headquarters at 312 Main into a center for social and economic innovation. The journey started for me when Sam was my professor at UBC. He brought in a speaker, Bob Williams, former provincial minister, responsible for Central City in Surrey, Robson Square, Whistler Town Centre, many other projects. And Bob came to share with us idealistic students the grit and the spirit required to make dreams happen. I was transfixed, and I ran after Bob after class, and I said, "Bob, I want to make something real in my life. What should I do?" And Bob said, "I have this idea to take the old cop shop, to turn it into a space for the community and the new economy. There might be something you can help with." And so it was. In our modern system, capital makes projects happen. Financial capital pays for work and infrastructure. Human capital develops relationships and networks required to build trust. But perhaps less obvious is the concept of symbolic capital. The idea developed by Pierluigi Sacco at the University of Bologna says that story and meaning drive the purpose behind an idea and give us the strength to carry on through the highs and the lows that face any dream. Taking an old cop shop and turning it from state power to people power represents the ultimate in symbolic capital. 312 Main Street has a long history in the community. Built in 1953 in a modernist form, it was designed to be powerful, and it imposes itself upon the street and passers-by. It's in the heart of the downtown east side, a strong community that many know to be on the front lines of poverty, displacement, and facing collateral damage from a system where if you don't have the background, the education, or the privilege to fit in, you very well may be left behind. Thousands have had stories made in this building, whether it be getting a background check, serving in the force, or as a guest in the jails. Some never left. The police vacated the building in 2011 when it was in a near dilapidated state and costing the city almost $1 million a year to keep on life support. The city asked for ideas of what could become of the building's future, and our group put a proposal in. Shortly after, energy work began in the building, where knowledge keeper from the Musqueam Nation, Shane Point, said that the negative spirits needed to be shown the way out, which he did in a cleansing ceremony. Shane told us that the spirit of a grandmother had taken shape, holding space for good work now to happen. This was a turning point for the project, which had been saddled by difference in perspective for some time. Our group was united by the memory of Jim Green, a community champion who fought for an inclusive city and one where beauty would be accessible to all. As such, the Jim Green Foundation, the Van City Community Foundation, and Van City Credit Union have partnered to realize this project in a cooperative fashion over the next 30 years. Funding for renovations has been provided by the building owner, the city, Van City Credit Union, and the federal government. We've been underway with construction for 2 years now to rebuild all 100,000 square feet, retaining heritage features like the brass doors and juxtaposing these with warm wood elements. We'll have tenants like East Van Roasters, a social enterprise cafe, and Megaphone Magazine, the community street paper, Vancouver Community Network, an accessible technology group, all helping to bring hospitality and welcome the community in. On our upper floors, the Union of BC Indian Chiefs will be an anchor tenant, occupying space formerly that of the Chief of Police. The United Church will be occupying their archives there, and we'll have a shared workspace for a diverse group of 150 changemakers who will make use of meeting rooms, event space, kitchens, lounges, coffee, and good company. We hope that by being here, groups will elevate their access to opportunity and the impacts that they can make. It hasn't been easy getting here. When we open in about 2 months from now, I can't believe it, actually. Making change never is easy, but it was the spirit of the grandmother that held us strong and gave us the strength to persevere through the highs and the lows of this project. And when we open, the possibilities are endless. It's up to those who will occupy the space and make it their own. Recently, Sam brought his current students to the site for a visit. And he let his students know that this was one of the most important projects in the city right now. I want to thank Sam for starting the fire that begun this journey for me. I could not have asked for a better teacher. Thank you.